Hey, y'all. Welcome to Black Span. Um, I'm sitting here watching, um, what is this? Shit. The thing with, they show all the drug dealers. Um, this lighting is so bad downstairs, but whatever. Whatever, this is what I look like. Shit, the fuck. I ain't fit to put on makeup to be on here talking to my people. I'm talking to you. You ain't got, your face ain't beat while you watching it. Shit, and you sitting there in your boxes that you been had on all day, and you ain't feel like taking no bath, and you watching it. So this is what I'm doing. um, American Gangsters. So I'm watching like this is like my third episode. Let me turn it down. I don't want nobody to copyright me. I don't own nothing that you hear in the background. Shit, unless you hear one of my dogs come down here. But I'm looking at this, and I already know drug warfare don't stop; it continues. And what got me is the direct correlation. Everybody want to talk about, oh, people get more time for crack than they did coke and all this here stuff. The America stole the drugs and blah blah blah. I was like, damn. When I look up my people, as a people, not necessarily economically, you know what I'm saying? We probably didn't have the best clothes and all that there stuff, but as a people, we were so together until the 80s. You see, they study black people and they realize the black families will make us so motherfucking strong and which makes us a force to be reckoned with. So they tried welfare. That didn't break us. They tried medical warfare. That didn't break us. They tried disenfranchisement. That didn't break us. We just started making our own clothes and taping up our shoes. We still was buying books and we still had mommies and daddies. That didn't break us. What broke us was a group of things when they took us economically and put us in economic distress and then gave us a drug as a relief. You know what I'm saying? They took a few of us, like the guy Rick Ross who got set up by the Mexican dude Belando, who when he ain't never had to do no time because he worked for the CIA. That was a planned attack. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't just, oh, for Contra and all this other world, the Panama Canal and Nicaragua. It wasn't, that was just a byproduct of their goal at hand was to get rid of the Aboriginal here. To make their grab for land final. Their grab for land cannot be final as long as the true owners of the land still own it. And they're still alive, living on it. That means as long as we living and breathing, we can go contest these fraudulent deals and do expropriation without compensation. You see what I'm saying? And we'll be well within our rights to do so. So the only way to do it is to get rid of us. To get rid of us. You know what I'm saying? Because it made me look. And I looked up all of the plants and stuff that closed, which disproportionately affected black people. Got to understand, even throughout the 60s and 70s, we was always been of servitude. You know what I'm saying? And that really made us rich on the cool. Because white folk ladies, they can't do them, they can't even breastfeed their own kids up until they had to. You know what I'm saying? Can't get them to stop crying, can't hold them. But that sudden infant death shit, that shit happened to white folk. You know what I'm saying? And I really think it's benign neglect of your child. But anyway, I digress from that shit. Only in the 90s was black people getting seeds and stuff. We've been giving birth for thousands of years. Next thing, now our placentas can't even hold babies. You know what I'm saying? That's an overdose of THC. But I'm going to get to that. I looked up. I literally just Googled plants that closed in the 80s. Industrial plants that closed in the 80s. Chrysler, General Motors, Volvo, all these automotive manufacturers had plants here. And all the places where these plants closed, crack was prominent. You understand what I'm saying? In LA, General Motors closed, Rick Ross taking over. In New York, GM closed. You know what I'm saying? Oh boy, what's his name? I just watched this shit. I think it was called Fat Cat or something took over. You know what I'm saying? And I honestly think that cop that got killed, that was just sitting in the hood in New York, I honestly think they killed that nigga as a reason, that white boy, they killed that officer just as a reason to come down. Reagan walking around with this man badge and war on drugs and all this shit to get reelected. They killed that man. Ain't no black person gonna walk. I don't care if it's a gang initiation. They're gonna you gonna snatch an old black bitch purse for you shoot a lawman in the head. I just think it is so fucking weird that, you know what I'm saying, no one is making the direct correlation between unemployment and the crack epidemic. Y'all think that it's a byproduct. You know, oh, people got unemployed, got depressed, start smoking. Nah. Because they were still functioning smokers. Remember, it's the difference between a crackhead and a smoker. A smoking hole out of job. You know what I'm saying? Not that I had a lick that was working for the post office and bought plenty drugs from somebody. You know what I'm saying? Not that. It's you turn to a crackhead when you ain't got nothing else but the crack. So when they take your job, they take all your shit from you. And all you guys the crack to smoke. When you go in LA and see all them homeless people living on the street, most of them black and brown. You know, they used to have missions and places for people to go for that shit. You know what I'm saying? The drunk white man always had somewhere to go to sleep it off, even if it was a cell. You know, it wasn't charged or nothing. Sleep that shit off, go home. What crackheads you know got to go somewhere and sleep it off? Charges, 3 to 6 months, 5 to 10. When the 3 strikes law set in, life, when mandatory minimum set in, and habituals and enhancements. You see what I'm saying? All this shit is purposeful. And I said that to bring you to 2018. Whenever the white man tell you to sell a drug, it's about to devastate your community. Now they telling you to sell weed. The video I just posted explained how we was ground zero for testing so they could figure how to legally manufacture this shit on a fast generating level to make it addictive. Motherfuckers can't stop smoking weed just like these motherfuckers can't stop smoking crack. Dro is the new crack. And it's going to devastate us. It's going to take us 5 to 10 years of addiction. Just like it took their crack. Before they had a war on drugs, they was already smoking and toking and making millions off that shit. At least 5 to 10 years before there was a war on drugs. You see what I'm saying? Because they had did the job it was supposed to do. Because America's always trying to take care of their nigga problem. To make their illegitimate dealings on stealing this land and making the graph for this land legitimate. The only way to legitimize it is if everybody that can claim the land is gone, is dead. That's why I say stop saying you African American. You can't find out one ancestor that's from Africa. The whole world was black like us. And everybody got a home. Ours is not Africa. Harville did that shit. The white boy that worked for Harvard that was educating E.B. Du Bois, his fake ass. I'm going to have to do a video about him. I don't like that motherfucker. Goddamn sellout old blue vein motherfucker. That nigga ain't from America. He ain't from Turtle Island. He's a Brit. He's an Englishman. Don't let this light-skinned nigga come up here and smooth talk you and tell you from Africa. Fuck him. Our skin folk ain't kinfolk. He ain't even kinfolk. He this folk. Goddamn it, we this folk. Watch him. But yeah, so this new dro, I'm telling y'all, stop smoking that shit. They make you think, oh, Reggie ain't shit. You too good to smoke regular weed. That regular weed ain't nothing. You too good for it. Don't smoke that shit. Don't you know when they took over marijuana, you had to get your seeds from the government? You couldn't harvest your crop like a normal farm would grow. You know how farming go. You know those. Okay, maybe not. Y'all some city folk. You know you plant your harvest. Well, you plant your crop. Harvesting is when you pull up your crop, take the seeds from that crop, and put them to the side for the next season when it's time to grow your crop again, and you re-put it in the ground and you grow it, and then that's the cycle of farming. You know what I'm saying? Plant a crop, grow a crop, harvest that crop, which is separating the crop from the new growth, from the seeds, and then replanting that same seed, and then it's called crop again, and then it goes from crop to harvest. You couldn't do it like that. You had to, if you get caught reharvesting and harvesting and not getting your seeds from them, nigga, you out of there. You fucked, fines and everything. Fuck around, get your whole farm shut down. These is white folks included. Look at this old ass video called Pot of Gold. Now they may have redone it so that they don't look guilty because they love to redo shit. Just like on that Jackson 5 movie where Joe Jackson dropped Michael Jackson off at that white man house. He answered the door in that red smoke jacket. Who remember seeing that original movie? You go watch that movie now, you don't see Michael Jackson dropped off at no white man house. Re-edited. You know what I'm saying? They take all kind of stuff out of our classic movies, documentaries, and films and re-edit that shit. Think we not gonna notice that the shit is missing. Well, I saw the original. I was watching this shit when it premiered on TV, and I owned the VHS. I owned the movie. You know what I'm saying? And if I could find a VCR, my mama probably still got that motherfucker in her attic somewhere. I'm telling you, they redid that shit, re-edited it, and took out that part where Joe was selling that little boy. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm telling y'all, stop smoking that dro shit. Dro is the new crack. Look at me. Dro is the new crack. And it's going to devastate our community for 10 to 20 years before we even realize it. Y'all know right now. How many people y'all know smoking dro outside all motherfucking day at the bus stop sleep? These niggas looking like smokers. Lips are black as tar. They fucked up. I know people that's been smoking regular weed for 20, 30 years and they still got pink on their lips. My lips is born like this. They kind of dark. You know, because I'm real dark. But you know what I'm saying? You can see a little bit. This here look pink. My teeth white though, bitch. Dude, you got some? But anyway, so their eyes yellow. I used to smoke weed all the time, regular weed. You used to roll me a fat backwood. And I don't have black ass lips. And I used to do it every day. And yellow ass eyes. You know what I'm saying? Now look at somebody who been smoking dro every day for about a year. They look black as fuck. They got yellow ass eyes. Look like they got liver problems. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a sign of liver problems. You know what I'm saying? And they fucking you up. You know what I'm saying? Dro is the new crack. This new so-called weed y'all smoking that ain't from this earth. Anytime you could... They splicing this shit and mixing it with other plants. They removing the CBD from it. Got you going through a overdose of THC. I already explained this in a video. Look down below, The Truth About Marijuana. I explained to y'all what the chemical reaction that THC goes through, and it becomes a poisonous gas when you smoke it. Period. You're poisoning yourself. You causing brain atrophy. You causing sterilization. That's why a lot of these young girls can't hold babies in their motherfucking wombs. Not only is the time-release disease coming from immunizations, it's also the constant abuse you put your body through. You do better by being a goddamn alcoholic than you will being a pothead right now. It used to be weed didn't cause you that much problems, that many problems. You could boil that shit. It was one of the first anesthesias. But now, it's no longer medicinal. It's no longer really an herb. It is not an herb anymore. Oh, God made this. No, the white man made that. God made marijuana, which had an overabundance of CBD and a little bit of THC. Now it has all this THC and hardly no CBD at all. The only reason they put a little bit of CBD in it so they can call it marijuana. So they can lie to you and tell you it's something that it ain't. So we can't get hip. Look, what we need to do is have a class action lawsuit against the government for selling fake weed. Because that ain't weed. If it got too much THC in it, it ain't weed. If you don't know what brain atrophy is, it's when the brain closes in and shrinks on itself. That's why a lot of motherfuckers smoke that shit, sound deaf, dumb, and stupid and retarded. You talking to them, you looking like, damn, is this nigga stupid? Sober than a motherfucker. He ain't even hit no blunt today. Dumb than a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Ejaculating all over youth and ain't even using no condom and that bitch coming up pregnant. Back in the day, you used to smoke a bunch of weed and go passing dick around town. You had 5, 6 baby mamas. People like that's older than me, like the people that's older than me, like in their 40s and 50s, they got 15, 20 baby mamas. That dude that was on Ayana Van Zandt, he said he used to get high and just fuck. Now you get high and fuck. You lucky if you ejaculate. If you do, your soul just more slow than a bitch. How many of y'all had to stop smoking to get pregnant when y'all want to have babies on purpose? You know what I'm saying? That's this new shit. It is not healing you no more. You can't boil dro and drink it. Nigga, that shit ain't got no medicinal purposes at all. It ain't working for you. But you steady want to smoke it. Oh, I don't want no Reggie. I don't know if it ain't Dro, I don't want it. All right, you gon' Dro your ass to death. You can overdose on weed now. End up in a mental hospital, motherfuckers acting like they smoking wet. What they smoking, Dro? This shit just makes me mad that we falling for the same shit that Rick Ross and all them other niggas fell for. Anytime white folk tell you it's okay to sell a drug to your motherfucking people, it's a catch-22 to that shit. And I don't understand how many times I got to tell you motherfuckers, stop that shit. I'ma give me a grow house. They legalizing weed. They legalizing it because it's mechanized. It's mechanized. I said it right. It's mechanized. It ain't weed no more. It's kind of like diamonds. Ain't no more real diamonds, no more Clevion, chocolate. Because guess what? The coal can't stay in the ground long enough to get pressurized to make an organic diamond. Ain't no more organic diamonds in this motherfucker. Y'all spend all this money on rhinestones, on laser stones. Just like they created a new diamond because they fucked up the earth and can't grow no more. They made a new weed. And y'all killing each other for both of them. Stop being niggas and stand in your greatness. God damn it. You're falling for this shit all over again. And it ain't gonna be till 20 years from now when all they white cheering this shit start dying from this shit to this when they gonna want to help. Just like it was a war on crack, but it's an opioid crisis. It was a war on crack, but it's a methadone epidemic. What the fuck? Just look at the terminology. Look at it. War on crack, methadone crisis. Two different types of people, two different motherfucking things. You know what I mean? They just didn't expect crack to hop on their community like it did. And it didn't affect them like disproportionately like it affected us. You see what I'm saying? Understand that. Understand that. Bush, when Bush and them got caught with them metric tons, you don't believe me? Look the shit up. When them Bush people got caught with them metric tons of cocaine coming here on their boats with their family seal on it, they ain't go to prison. Oh, it ain't illegal to transport that quantity. It's just illegal to distribute it. What? What? And you gonna let them same motherfuckers tell you it's okay to overdose your own people with THC just like they overdose their own people with coke? See, it's okay. And they know, they study melanin. They know melanin is an alkaloid, and it's a molecule. And what molecules do? They group together. So they knew our addiction gonna be way different than a non-melanoid person. You know what I'm saying? Their addiction is different from ours. You know what I'm saying? We bonded with the crack. Why you see crackheads still living to their 70s and 80s? Our bodies bond with that shit and learn to function with it. Even though it still has the same outward effect. They walking every day. They eating the right foods. They barely eating anything. If they do eat something, it's going to be a piece of lettuce or something. You know what I'm saying? So because they worried about getting high. And their bodies readjust themselves to survive off that shit. Most of the time, when they die from crack, it's from an overdose, not from consistent, moderate usage for 20, 30 years. You can't smoke meth for 15 years and live. You can't pop opioids and do opioids and all these pill poppers and Percocets and Mollies and all. You can't do all that shit. You know what I'm saying? For 10, 15, 20 years. You can't. Look at these little young rappers telling all our kids to pop pills, disrespect women. Bitches ain't shit until you need one. Niggas ain't shit till you need one. But be disrespectful and be degenerates. They hypnotizing us through the motherfucking music and then making us smoke this fucking low vibrational ass shit that they calling marijuana. That shit is not marijuana. It's not of the earth, it's of the lab. You heard of a test tube, baby? That's the test tube plant. It is a project. And it's going to affect our community just like crack. And then people smoke crack at a older age. You know, these were older people that was getting high off crack. You know what I'm saying? These are older people that's buying this shit, that's got jobs and careers and all of that shit. They're getting your kids through this weed. This so-called weed. Now they're getting your children. They're getting your fucking babies. Just think about how young you was when you smoked your first joint. My first time smoking a joint, I was 13. Just imagine if this dope shit was out when I was 13. I wouldn't be here talking to you today. Wouldn't have made it through college, wouldn't have made it to law school to drop out that motherfucker. I wouldn't have made it nowhere. I'd be living in a fucking hovel. Sitting at the metro bus stop. Sitting at rapid transit bus stop. Not even catching the bus. I wouldn't have made it through high school. Look at the dropout rate. They're not telling you the dropout rate has increased 4 times as high as it was in the 90s. They're not telling you that because that's useful information for you. If it was white people dropout rate increased like that, it'd be all over the news. It'd be education crisis. But no, it's us. So no, it's not a problem. That's the goal. That's the goal. You know what I'm saying? And they take all these black people and separate them. They want to be West Indian, Jamaican, and all this other black. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to just be black. They don't want to be Aboriginal to here. You African. You from, nigga, Swahili don't even sound right to you. When I tried to learn Swahili, I couldn't get the clicks and shit right when I was trying to learn African languages, cause they didn't sit right with me. But as soon as I tried to learn indigenous language, the Indian language, that shit started making more sense. It was easier to say. My mouth moved like that. You know what I'm saying? I never had braces, so the way my teeth poke out, my tongue was able to hit the top of my mouth to make those noises that I needed to make to pronounce Indian words. Y'all are so disappointing that y'all are just willing to let the government fuck you over and over and over again. And you want to make fun of these 50, 60 white folk that ran up in the motherfucking White House. Bitch, we got our own motherfucking problems. Stop letting the government put your attention on what to be on. You need to watch out for that THC. That THC gonna kill us all. It's gonna make us infertile. You know, you even hoe ass baby daddies who don't take care of their kids only having 2 or 3 kids at most. Back in the day, niggas like that was getting everybody pregnant. Had 2, 3 bitches pregnant at the same time. They sterile now. We not at, our birth rate not as low as white folk, but we slowing down to them, to where we not having. You know, it's not gonna meet. We 50 million deep right now. If all 50 million of us only have one baby, we gonna stay 50 million deep. Duh. We ain't gonna be able to make it to 200 million or 100 million deep because we not having 5, 6 kids. My grandma had 12 kids. But her kids that's growing up in the 80s fighting against racism, crackism, and every other ism out there only have 2 or 3. So you went from a person that was having 12 kids to now a person having 2 or 3 kids, which is your mama, and now us only having 1. If that. The THC is going to kill us. Just like crack. Mark my words. Just go outside, go to your local ghetto, and look at all those young kids. They not even skipping school. They just straight dropping out. And some people drop out and get businesses and get hustles and make money. They just dropping out and sitting outside all day just getting high. They ain't even making no money off of it. They just getting high. All these people that scammed all this money from the government during the pandemic went shopping and smoked it. That's some crackhead shit. That's some crackhead shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, because you went and bought some Gucci that make you non-crackish? You a THC head. Just like they got crackheads, you a THC head. You hooked on that motherfucking shit. Anytime you can't put it down. And now, motherfuckers, let me tell you what made me really want to stop smoking. I started smoking years ago. But I'ma say I smoked like in 2018. I smoked a couple of blunts, and I didn't feel right. Like halfway through, I was fucked up. Like, what the fuck? Now I can see if I smoked the whole personal, you know what I'm saying? I never could make it through a whole blunt, but I could see if I smoked the whole one, I'd be fucked up. I was fucked up like I smoked the personal. After a few hits, like what the fuck is this? This ain't what I want. No. Where Reginald? Where's Reginald? Go get him. I want marijuana. Mary Jane. Y'all, I need some CBD in my shit. Okay? Because THC by itself is a toxin. Look at my video down there, The Truth About Marijuana. I broke it down to the best of my ability. I might have mispronounced a couple of things, but I had a friend of mine that worked at the CDC at the time who was able to help me. But after she tested that weed I sent her, she said, I don't know what the fuck this is. I don't know why it's blood pathogens in here, but don't send me this shit no more. Because at that time, the black dude that ran the CDC that went missing, nobody still don't know where that motherfucker at. He was trying to be a whistleblower. He's still missing. You know what I'm saying? So the CDC down south was catching hell from knowing too many truths. Now it's full of Asians and Pakistanis. I didn't mean to be so angry. I am not thinking. I'm not thinking. Don't let marijuana kill you. Don't be a THC head. Don't do it. We don't have that luxury. We are dwindling in numbers. We 50 million now. 5 years from now, we're gonna be 20. Stop smoking weed and have some goddamn babies. You ain't have to be able to financially afford them. You can lovingly or emotionally afford them. That's what it is. That's why no matter what they did to us back in the day, we were still thriving because we still was able to love. You cannot take away our capacity to love. Now we some haters. A bitch can't even get a new pair of shoes without a motherfucker talking down. Motherfucker can't even have confidence without you to motherfucker talking down. You can't even get dressed up to go somewhere without a motherfucker telling you overdressed. You know, you just what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to wear exercise gear to the club. Tights and all. I don't want to wear that shit out. I wear that shit around the house. Yeah, I got a plenty $50 Nike outfits. I wear them at home. Or guess what? To the gym. Oh, who knew? Y'all letting this weed take y'all from nominal to doing alright. And you fit to be from doing alright to doing bad as fuck. Down bad. We got you down bad. Alright? So stop it. Anytime white folk tell you to do something, it's to your own detriment. It is not going to be for your good. They're going to always be trying to get rid of their nigga problem. This black span, and I'm out.